Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report with yours truly, that's the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave price trigger reports that we place in your hand each and every trading day. All right, so this is our end of day report, and we like to jump things off. We look at mad charts, take a look at where the markets are, where they have been, and where they are going. So without any further ado, let's jump right in it. All right, so the first chart we have up here is the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. As you can see, it's up, 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 and away we go. I mean, what else can you say? Markets doing what markets do. We're getting mad upside production from the rally alert. Did you really expect anything different? I know I didn't. This is exactly the kind of production that we look for. So markets are not looking back, man. They're just boogieing right on up. All right, so Dow futures, same thing, man. Market is still giving us upside production from the rally alert, and there appears to be no end in sight. The E-mini S&P 500 is on its way to 3,000, man. It's just what it wants to do. I'm sorry, 3,500. And then you got your Dow up here on its way to 30,000. Look at it. Just straight up, man. Look at the upside production we're getting from the Dow and the S&P. They're just moving vertically. Take a look at the Aussie. Now, we had a crash alert coming into the market today. And what did we get? We got downside production now on the Australian dollar. All right. So markets are moving as according to plan. Yeah, I see you in the live chat. I already have it queued up for you. We're going to do Apple. We're going to do Tesla. I got them all queued up for you. All right. Let's see. Canadian dollar. So your Canadian dollar is still giving us downside production as well from the crash alert back here. All right. So the last 2 days, the market's been trying to put in some sort of a bottom, but we're just not there yet. So the trade is still to the short side of the market with rallies being sold, which again is exactly what you would expect in situations like this. You expect the rallies to be sold, just plain and simple, rallies getting sold. And so the market is doing exactly as we anticipate. And I think it's going to continue to do that. It's going to continue to give us the production that we are looking for. Looking at the US dollar index. So we came into today with a rally alert, and boy, we got a rally. Isn't that interesting? Go pulse waves, rally alert. The market gives you a rally. All right, here's the euro dollar. Euro dollar came in today with a crash alert, and by golly, we got that crash. Market is giving us downside production on the crash alert on its way to the trend line support in the euro dollar. Looking at the euro yen coming into today, same story. We had a crash alert. What did we get? We got downside production on our way to the trend line support there. Looking at the British pound, pound sterling, we have a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading, with the trend line being the initial target there. Looking at the Japanese yen is still giving us upside production from the rally alert back here and the initial one back here. We're still getting that upside production as the market is testing overhead trend line resistance. Will it push through, or will we get a sell on the next push or failure of the resistance zone? Taking a look at the Mexican peso, still putting in that downside work from the crash alert back here, still getting downside production with no end in sight there. Looking at nat gas, which has been pulling back, well, guess what? We have this crash alert back here, and we're still getting downside production with another crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Taking a look now at gold futures. Gold futures right now, they're trying to hang in there. All right, market's trying to hang in there. We had this secondary rally alert coming into today. The market pulled back. All right, but the trend line support is holding. I'm expecting the market now to catch a bid as bulls continue to defend the trend line support. So I think that today's pullback will be bid. We'll have to see. I know the bullish weekly trend momentum reading came off, but we still have another day to lock that back in again. All right, taking a look at the Kiwi, New Zealand dollar still giving us upside production from the rally alert here. So things are looking good here. This one looks like it wants to keep pushing higher. Looking at the South African Rand. All right, had the rally alert here. Markets just hanging in there. For the time being, having a issue with getting above the trend line resistance. All right, because then right above that, you got the top of the Kumo cloud, which is acting as another form of resistance. And then we got the negative weekly trend momentum reading being bearish. So because of the bearish momentum reading, that's kind of putting a cap on how much this market is being allowed to rally. But we both know there are times when that breaks away, like back here. Had the rally alert here. Market moved sideways for a couple of days. Once this bearish reading came off, we were off to the races. All right. Similar type of a setup happening here. I think it's going to go back up and test resistance here within the next few days. All right, here's that Apple computer you were talking about. All right, so we now have the official split and all that, and now everything's been repriced, and they do it historically as well. So you see the historical data. So we have a crash alert now because of that for tomorrow's trading. All right, it may take a few days for the market to find its equilibrium. All right, so we got the bullish weekly trend momentum reading still, but this is showing a crash alert. So we got to go with what the market is showing us. It's a possibility we could pull back to the trend line support and have a possible pullback here. So we got to watch that for tomorrow in Apple. All right, taking a look now at the ADA Cardano on the crypto side. We got a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading in Cardano. So eyes and ears open there. All right, Bitcoin Cash, ABC, crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading here too, as it looks like this market's pushing below trend line support. So the support is no longer holding. Bitcoin, the mighty Bitcoin, we got a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. Looks like now the market is saying, okay, fine. I got you close enough to 12.5. Now I think I want to go to 10.5. And that's about right here where this trend line support's hanging around at. So crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading on the Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, it's a wild ride, man. Just go with it. Ethereum also crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading on Ethereum. All right. Looking at Facebook. Facebook had that rally alert coming into today. We did get a small little bit of upside production, and this one is looking like it wants to give us even more. The NASDAQ is just unstoppable right now. It does not want to stop. Looking at GDX. So the GDXJ, we had a crash alert coming into today, and we definitely got downside production on its way to the $55 objective of the trend line support. Taking a look now at GLD, looking at gold here. Right now, as it stands, believe it or not, even though we're under a correction, it looks like the bulls temporarily have control of this. You see that we got up to resistance, then it got sold off, but it's still under the bullish zone because it's looking like the bulls are defending the trend line support. So it looks like all pullbacks are being bid up. So I'm thinking that we get another rally alert in a day or two like we did here. We got it, and then we got that correction. So I think that's what we're probably going to see happen here more than likely. I know the bullish weekly trend momentum reading has fallen off now, but it can relock back in either tomorrow or Friday, so going into Monday. So again, just something to keep your eyes and ears open on, and I would just follow the report to a T. Look for those intraday price inflection points and follow it to a T. NASDAQ 100 futures still giving us mad crazy upside from the rally alert. It's just not pulling back. No end in sight. The market is not stopping. Looking at the Russell My Hustle, the IWM ETF rally alert on this one for tomorrow in the Russell. Looks like he wants to play catch up and catch up to the NASDAQ. Looking at real estate, the ticker IYR. So we got some nice upside production from the rally alert here. And I think this one wants to continue and probably try to get us back up to 85. So very interesting setups here in these markets. Litecoin. All right, so Litecoin has a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading with the trend line support coming back into play. That's right, that $55 handle is back in play in Litecoin. All right, looking at crude oil by way of ticker OIH, the ETF. So we're still under the conviction of the crash alert and starting to show some downside production. And keeping with that, I think we have more downside to come in the crude oil futures. Speaking about the NASDAQ 100, looking at the QQQ ETF, the NASDAQ 100 ETF, you see here we're getting mad upside production from the rally alert here as well, as this one is marching on its way to 310. All right, taking a look now at silver by way of the SLV ETF. We came into today with a crash alert, and we did get downside production, looking like more is to come there. All right, looking at the S&P 500 by way of the SPY ETF, S&P 500 ETF. You see the rally alert here. We're still getting upside production. Again, the markets are just looking like they just don't want to stop. Going over the bonds by way of ticker TLT. So you had the rally alert here, and then we got up to the trend line resistance. We hit that initial target. Now we're getting a secondary rally alert with our target now being the top of the Kumo cloud, which is north of 170, with the bullish weekly trend momentum reading now coming into play. And here is Tesla. So after the stock split, first of all, we started off coming into today with a crash alert, which we got. All right. And now here you go. Secondary crash alert in play for Tesla for tomorrow. Looking like we could pull back sub 350 on the Tesla. Taking a look now at XRP Ripple crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading with the trend line support coming into play as the initial target. Looking at crude oil futures, looking like the OIH ticker now is starting to take a little bit more of a definition behind it. We got the crash alert, and you see we're starting to get that downside production here on day 4. It finally came downside production, beginning of a bearish weekly trend line momentum reading. So to go with it. All right, ZRX, taking a look at ZRX. ZRX just keeps on giving us downside production on these crash alerts. Uno, dos, and tres, and here we go. Trend line support is in play, getting that nice downside production on these crash alerts in the ZRX. Russell My Hustle futures rally alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading with a bullish weekly trend momentum reading on that one. Silver futures, we looked at SLV at first. Now we're looking at silver futures. You see, we came into today with that crash alert, got a little bit of downside production, looking like we may even get back into the 26 handle with the trend line support coming into play. I know it may not get us down that far, but we still have to look at that for right now, especially with this momentum reading coming off. It can lock back in as early as tomorrow. But if not, then we're going to the trend line support. All right, looking at corn. Corn, as you see, we had this crash alert here. Yesterday, we got that nice downside production. Then we got that inside day today. So right now, the bears are still in control for now. We'll see what happens tomorrow on that one. And here is soybeans. All right, so soybeans keeps giving us upside production. Initial rally alert here, secondary rally alert here, and we just been going up, 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 and away. So this one is still to the long side of the market. I know, isn't it crazy? Isn't it like weird? I know it is. I know it is. All right, and then we got wheat. Wheat has a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading after a narrow range inside day today. And we also created a check mark in the bullish column as wheat is looking like it wants to turn bullish and go on a run. So after this production on this crash alert, we should have a nice base for a rally as the market is looking to turn bullish. I tell you, man, you can't make these things up. The markets are looking quite interesting up here at these levels. All right, so let's see here. What else we got? Okay. All right, so now we got Qualigen Therapeutics, which is a stock. All right, so going over to the equity side of town. This one is still giving us downside production from the crash alert here, and it's below all of the prior support lines. So I think right now we're kind of like dangling over a cliff. I don't know how much further it wants to go, but it is kind of out here right now, looking like it wants to put a new leg down and take out the prior lows back here. So right now, everything's under the Kumo cloud and beneath the trend line support. So this one is still bearish, still in a bear market. You got a little bit of signs of life here with your pops and your momentum readings, and then you just come right back down again and go quiet. This is a stock that's not really giving you much to go on here. All right, let's see here. This seems like the same situation before March. Robinhood starts going down and the VIX rising with markets. That's a wise observation. And we have another one here that says, question, what time of day do these crash and rally alerts come out? I ask because on Ethereum, we had a crash since early morning today. Well, the reports come out after the close of the markets. The markets close at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard New York time. And I try to get these reports out on the crypto side. The reports usually come out around 6:30. That's the time that the crypto reports normally come out. And the alerts are good until the next report comes out. So you still work off of your most recent report until the new one comes out. So that's how we do it. And even with the rally alerts and the crash alerts, it's a two-tiered system. The system puts out rally and crash alerts, all right, to alert you within 3 to 5 days of a rally or crash happening in the market. In addition to that, that's the first tier. The second tier the system is built around is what we call intraday price inflection points. So depending on market conditions, we may wait for the market to hit a certain high before we get involved, or maybe a certain low point before we get involved. Some days we're looking for a high so we can short the market. Other days we're looking for a low so we can buy the market. And then there are times we're looking for a high so we can buy the market and a low so we can short the market. It just depends on the prevailing market conditions. That's why the intraday price inflection points are so important, because even without a rally or crash alert, an official alert, you still have the intraday price inflection points to lead and guide you. So if no rally alert or crash alert that you get on a report, and let's say, like, we'll use your example. Okay, so let's say you're trading Ethereum. That's your market. We don't have a rally or crash alert for tonight and tomorrow, right? You got what is called an intraday price inflection point, where based on market conditions, they'll tell you, okay, so even though you don't have an alert, all right, there's no buy or sell signal, official buy or sell signal, that's what an alert is. What you're going to be looking for is the intraday price inflection point. And if this inflection point is reached, you're going to short the market. Or if this entry point is reached, then you're going to get long the market. So the intraday price inflection point in and of itself is effectively a rally or crash alert in and of itself. If certain price levels are reached, then the system will take so-and-so action. So that's how that works. So even without official rally and crash alerts, ahead of the market, you still have the intraday price inflection points to go by. So it's very powerful and complete in the system's ability to read the market way in advance. That's why our rally and crash alerts do lead the market as far as 3 to 5 days out. It's very powerful, and it was built to do that. The system is built to give you the knowledge before the fact, long before the fact, before the markets even move. It's telling you which way the market is likely to move and what you're going to do about it. And there are days where you do what is called a stop and reverse. So if you're buying the market today and you get stopped out at a loss, you'll reverse and you'll get short. The system also has those mechanisms built into it to put you on the right side of the market when you are wrong. Not many methodologies can brag about that and say that you can still make money even when you are wrong in the market. But that's how we designed and built this methodology, so that even when we are wrong, we'll still be put on the right side of the market so that we can profit. It's very complete. It's more than 20 plus years in the making. So I've taken just about every possible conceivable measurement and precaution and calculation in producing these intraday price inflection points and these rally and crash alerts. And I think that the system speaks for itself. The track record speaks for itself. All of our end of day reports and everything is still up here on our YouTube channel. I don't take down anything. Win, lose, or draw, it's here, for you to, take a look at. All right, with that being said, y'all know what it is. Friday, we're having this amazing webinar. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin and some other things that we have going on, some other surprises coming up. So this Friday, you definitely do not want to miss that. So go to PulseWaveTrading.com so that you can sign up and be kept abreast of that. In addition to that, you know what it is. Tomorrow is our pre-market pulse scan again. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. What that means is take whatever profits you can extract from these financial markets on a daily basis without giving any of your profits back by way of losses. Peace.